At a social distance is inspired by staying together through this strange, confusing, and stressful time. I have measured out 6 feet between me and my guest. This is the social distance set forth by the CDC to drastically reduce the spread of the coronavirus. I sanitize the table and chairs, allowing for a safe space for conversation. At a social distance has a very unique format. Each guest will answer 15 questions. I, the host, will ask 10 of the same questions to each guest, in the same order for every show. The guest will then be given 5 questions that the previous guest wrote for them. The kicker is, each following guest will not be announced until the prior guest has their questions written. Before this podcast concludes, I aim to have a highly diverse set of individuals come social distance with me. At a social distance. Who are you?
I'm Samuel Jackson Hart. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Before I lived in North Carolina for a bit and California and San Diego. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, when you think about that question, who I am, it's hard to put that in a few words, but that's what I like to do. I like to take a lot of things and shrink them down and put them into a few different words. If I think about like the stuff that I like to do, I mean that's kind of hard too, but I mean, I guess like I'm Sam. I'm from Albuquerque. I working in construction right now. I think that might be the field that I want to go into. But I think at the end of the day, like I'm a person just like anyone else.
Is there anything else that you would like to say about who you are?
I mean, not really, because at the end of the day, I'm just someone else.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said about me, because it's kind of hard for me to figure out like who I am, you know?
Okay. Well, you'll have plenty to say, hopefully, by the end of this.
Yeah, I'm kind of more of a quiet one, I guess, but around people I don't know, but...
Okay. So, how have you been spending your time?
Work. Man, I work a lot. I like to keep busy. I feel like I'm the type of guy or person that, I like to always be doing something, and when I'm not doing something, it's a little hard, like, because I think about stuff too much, when I'm sitting down alone.
So what have you been doing? Like, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been working and then hanging out with family a lot, and sleeping, eating. I love to eat. Learning how to cook a little bit with my dad. But yeah, not much as far as hobbies. I mean, I have a couple hobbies, but kind of been overwhelmed with things, but not really. That's like a personal choice of what you want to do, because you're your own person.
Right. So is there anything else that you would like to say about what you've been doing?
I mean, what I've been doing is good. I mean, working construction and all. I mean, it's...
So what have you been doing in construction?
Well, I've been, I guess, sort of in the management role, but juggling a bunch of things at once. So, a bunch of tasks at once, and seeing how all those come together and being able to make it work on a timely basis. But I mean, it's good and all. Like it's a good model and stuff, but I don't know what, like in the grand scheme of things, I don't know how that's
Well, we're
how
not
that's
talking about the
beneficial.
grand scheme of things, but what have you been doing?
All right, so I guess we'll do a day to day. So I wake up, go to work, see Phil most days. On a good day, I'll see Phil because he's helping me out a lot. And then just try to get things done.
What kind of things?
I mean, just get things done that, I mean, it could be a lot of, it could be anywhere. Like,
Specific things.
I mean, a lot of, like, I don't know, just trying to like manage what goes on between everyone, and then there are always things that need to go on, like so. Trying to make sure people show up the next day, make sure the right subcontractor shows up the next day, and then seeing how that's gonna affect the overall schedule, and then looking at the plans to make sure I know what needs to get done, and then other things that Phil needs to do, which is kind of like cleaning, or it's a bunch of bullshit work. But it helps me out a ton, so I'm happy to even have the opportunity to have Phil there because it helps out a lot.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to say about how you've been spending your time?
I mean, I'm just working a lot. I mean, and that's good. I mean, you work a lot. You learn a lot about what you're doing. Like I hope, but it's about like passion. I mean, if you want to be like doing it, then do it. But if you don't, then you need to realize if you don't want to be doing it, because like day to day, do you like doing it? I don't know. I mean,
Great. Our third question is, who do you look up to?
my dad. I look up to my dad, my grandpa. I look up to you. You have a lot of qualities I don't have. And then, I mean, my mom, I'm not that influenced by the media and things around me. I feel like I'm more influenced by the people that I'm around with or situations that I'm around. And it's more like day to day rather than long term. I mean, if you think about it long term, I mean, it switches, but there's always going to be that same central group that I, look up to and respect.
I think that the overlying question is why. Like, why do you look up to your dad? Why do you look up to your mom? Etc. Like, who and then why.
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I think I look up to Jim a lot because of his work ethic.
Who's Jim?
So Jim is my dad's business partner.
Who is Jim to you?
I mean, Jim's someone that I've grown up around for my whole life, and also Brian. I've grown up around Brian for my whole life.
And Brian is who? Like, what is he to you?
I mean, he's a lifelong friend. He's seen me grow up. He's seen, not necessarily at my worst and my best, but I look up to people that have seen it all regarding me. But yeah, I mean, it's not like I look up to some figure that I don't even know. I look up to someone that I know and actually plays a role in what I want to do, and what's going to help me and the other person proceed.
Are there any other people that you would like to talk about that you look up to, or talk about why you look up to someone else?
Yeah, my friend Seth in North Carolina is just
fucking
crazy, man. I mean, he moved to Seattle out of Brunswick County, North Carolina, Long Beach, North Carolina. Like, I grew up with... When I used to live in North Carolina, we were always friends. We'd go surfing and stuff, but it's just... That's like a crazy area because it's in... I mean, I always thought of it as a crazy area because you always associate I don't know, like, it's in North Carolina and it's super, like, Republican, but there's also just these crazy, like, people there that like to do what you like to do, and they're your friends, but they're just, like, out there, you know, just don't care, like, don't just do stuff, you know. But he's an underwater welder in Seattle right now. I don't know if I could put it like in a nutshell. Like, the dude was in the Marines, but before he went to the Marines, he had like dreadlocks, you know, like crazy dude, and then goes to the Marines, serves in Afghanistan. I don't know the proper term for it, but riding up on a tank, like shooting people, and then you know, comes back to the U.S., grows out his dreadlocks, and moves to fucking Seattle, and smokes a lot of weed. And
awesome.
Yeah, but just crazy dude, like redneck type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, our fourth question is, how do you express yourself?
At this point, it's emotion. I mean, I can't... I feel like it's emotion, and it's through talking, and also by what I do, whether it's, you know, like doing something at work, or it's you know, like walking around, or you know, like going like on a bike ride like I did today, or riding a skateboard or something, or just doing something well and doing it as well as I can personally, like not regarding people. Like, if I can do something in control of what I'm doing and there's no one else around, like, I want to do it perfect. And it's something, for me, it's more of something that I do with, like, my hands, you know, like making something, or like caulking that fucking storefront, you know, like,
right.
I want to get it fucking perfect, you know, and that's what I guess that's how I express myself, man. And also, like talking on the phone and, like, the bullshit and all that stuff, because you could throw some wild shit.
Right.
Cutting hair, you know.
Yeah. So are there other ways that you express yourself, or would you like to continue to talk about how you express yourself?
I mean, I don't do it enough. You know? I think... like driving home and through music I do, because like if I can express myself in like the perfect environment, like I'd be at home, have a couple beers, and just put on some music that I want to listen to, and like listen to it. And that's the thing, you can change the song so easily with a phone these days,
right.
But today, my phone was dead, so I was listening to the radio, and I heard a song that I liked. That's when I got in the fender bender.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. Well, let's move on to the next question. What do you want to do?
That's a tough question.
No, just what do you want to do?
I mean, if I could do...
Of all the things, what do you want to do?
I mean, I'd be, like, living by the beach with a bunch of people I knew, a bunch of my friends, and, like, great music playing all the time. Also where I could, like, work and get stuff done and make money. and like just have a bunch of good food and
Yeah.
be able to talk to anyone and know everyone feels like they know exactly what I'm saying. That's completely unrealistic.
But that's what you want to do. That's what the question is.
Hell yeah! Like I'm indulgent. You know, I want everything. You know. I mean, yeah, and like a lot of like fresh air coming in, like a nice like cool breeze, but you aren't cold. Like you know, like there's like some drapes with like, you know, like a drape that's not like a normal like sheet, but like a perforated like nice fabric flowing through. But you know that's all like that's like La La Land stuff.
That's what you want to do.
I mean, yeah, that's what I want to do, but also at, at the end of the day, I want something to like hold me down, you know. Like feel like okay, you wake up, but and you're like, what the fuck, you know? You need to do something and deal with other stuff, you know, that's going on in the world, or not in the world, but just in your specific environment, and try to not necessarily solve it, but play a part in it. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else specifically that you want to do?
I want to make some cool stuff, but not stuff that's already made. But like that's not like a machine or anything. I want to start a business of some sort, like get in like on something that sounds like really cliche or vanilla or whatever, but on something that we don't already have, but makes sense for it to be there. Like Uber, you know, something as simple as that, but it's not simple like that. That's kind of a controversial thing, you know. I wanna have a boat. I want to build a house. Like have something really fucked up happen to me one day. Not like super fucked up, but you know, like some emotional shit. You know that.
Right.
Like, that's part of life, but.
Right. Great. Well, our next question is, how do you see yourself?
That depends on the day. Or not necessarily the day, but more the mood I'm in. Like sometimes I see myself as a piece of shit, but other times I feel like I'm a pretty good guy, and I feel like I fuck up a lot, you know. I've always kind of fucked up a lot, and I fuck up with work a lot. But I don't know. I see myself as not. Yeah, I guess maybe a little selfish. You know, I think I'm worried about too much what I'm doing, and that might mess things up for me. But at the end of the day, like I want to help people, and especially people around me, as much as I can. I just at some point, or at sometimes, can't really do that because, you know, I'm not completely like happy about myself, and you know, I mean, if I could see myself through a third person, I'd love to do that because I've never done it before. I don't know how I can, but I've had dreams about it, and especially when I was younger, like I'd think about like who am I? Like I can control what I do. Like why am I here? You know, like so I don't know who I am.
But how do you see yourself?
I don't think about it much. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I could change up some stuff, but I mean, how I see myself and me getting like mad at you and stuff. That I like when I think about myself, I think about all the bad things, you know, the fucked up stuff that I've done, you know. Like I don't think about the great things that I've done. I think about the great things with other people, and when I think about myself, I think about the bad things.
That's a really good answer.
Or about myself if I'm doing something like a couple moments that I like loved, you know.
It's a good answer, Sam. It's a good answer. So we'll move on to the 7th question. What does love mean to you?
Love. I mean, love like means something that you guys both understand about each other and will forgive each other for certain things, and also that you understand like how each other, like your tendencies, you know, like someone calls you up and like wants to talk too long, and you sacrifice for it, and it should go both ways. It's not something that one person has and the other person doesn't. It's something that both you guys get. If it's a problem, both you guys get, both you guys realize it, and you sacrifice for one another. But it's also something that you sacrifice for that will make it better for the both of you. And also, love is not something that you should ever question. Like, you should know it's there, and it should be there, and there shouldn't be any doubts, and also it should be easy.
Love should be easy?
I think so, especially at the start. Like, there should be nothing that, I mean, yeah, you'll argue and stuff or whatever, but you know, you'll move on from the arguments. It won't be something that holds you back and something that ruins stuff. It's something that should make the bond stronger. And I think you know, I think if you love someone, you have to be attracted to them, and I think it should go both ways. But also, it's more than just the physical attractiveness. I think it's emotional, and I think it's, you know, it's you know, it's more than that, and it's more about like your mindset on stuff, and it needs to work simultaneously. It can't be non-productive, or not non-productive, but counterintuitive.
Is there anything else that you would like to say about what love means to you?
I mean, it means a lot to me. I mean, like family. There's love there. There's love for things that you do, but also it's one of those things that, you know, like that's a hard thing to, like, you have love, you have it, you lose it, like that's a bad thing, man. Like that's a bad, you know, like that'll fuck you up more than anything, you know. Like, and it's just like, at the end of the day, I'd say love's a feeling of security, but a feeling of security that you want. And when that sense of security is gone, like, you know, that's not good.
That's not good, bro.
Yeah, like a bunch of bad shit I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, that's our 7th question. Our 8th question is, what should change?
I feel like people need to go out and do what they want to do more, and that's a very broad statement, but like you need money to do stuff, but like how much money do you actually need to go do what you want to do? Like you want to go like skateboarding, you want to go golfing, well, whatever. I don't know how much golfing costs, but you want to go throw rocks at a post. I mean that's a hobby, but you want to like, what do I want to do? I want to like go running, like you could run somewhere. Oh, I want to go drive an old muscle car to Arkansas. You could do that, and I think at the end of the day, there would be something that would come from that. Like you could go to Arkansas and go find a job, fucking laying bricks or whatever, and meet some cool people. And I think there's always good people out there that you will meet if you want to do what you want to do. I mean, but also you need that like security and grounding. But what was the question again? What do you want to do?
What should change?
What should change? Okay, I feel like what should change is people. I mean, I'd say judging people, but if you don't like that person, then you don't like that person. I mean, I think that in some ways, I think societies. What the fuck does society even mean? But like you see some guy like that looks all fucked up and like he's crazy and like has a bunch of shit in his truck or whatever, and like you think that's fucked up, but at the end of the day, he's a fucking cool fucking dude that you might get along with super fucking well. Because there's a guy that my mom, rents her house from her boyfriend, and the guy that looks over all my boyfriend's property, or my mom's boyfriend's property is a little crazy, but like, fuck, man, that guy's fucking dope. Like, I get along with him. And I don't think that's, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's really a problem. Like, that's just something you need to get over.
But are there anything that you think just should change?
Yeah, I think it's this whole like stigma that people are like different, and we need to like control each other, or like there's something different about me and you, and like obviously there is, but like who gives a fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck if that dude's sick. Like, if I want to go up and talk to him, then I will talk to him. Like, you can't control people, Like, and yeah, there needs to be like structure, like, to be like a society, but I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does.
And like all these like obligations and shit, like where the fuck does that come from?
What kind of obligations?
I mean, or like feeling that you have to like do something. Do something to like be like accepted, or like be like everyone else, I mean,
right.
But it's like, how do you like come together? Like, because obviously people need other people, but like if I feel like if everyone, like if you didn't take other people out of it, then people would just a person would do whatever the fuck they want to do, and then you throw other people into the mix, and then oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, they want to do that. What do I do? You know? And then you have all these other groups that, where do I fit in? What am I going to do? And I feel like that's what's fucked up with all this shit that's going on right now.
Awesome. So our ninth question is, what do you believe in terms of a higher power?
I mean, I believe in God. I'm a religious man. I mean, I pray a couple times a week. I don't pray as much as I used to.
It's 21 hours.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not praying much now, but fuck, I'm fucking religious. Like, I think I'm going to hell sometimes. I mean, haven't gone to church. I mean, I should go to church. I mean, I think of this guy at school that reached out to me. It's super cool. Like, surf with him and stuff, but I didn't, like, understand what he was doing because he was, like, overly nice to me. But then once it got to God stuff, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm already, like, religious, but I guess I wasn't religious enough. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to heaven or hell, man.
Okay. Are there any other beliefs that you have in a higher power?
I mean, not really. I mean, obviously, there's like you could take in like the whole like universe and beyond the universe and whatever's out there, but I haven't been necessarily thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So our last question that is consistent among all of our guests is, how will you make this world better?
This world. I mean, I will. The only thing I can do is support the ones around me and try to make them better. I mean, I don't know how I can make the whole world better. I mean, if someone sat down with me and what we're doing now, and I mean, I just think it's impossible. Like, I mean, you have to start somewhere, right? Like, you have to start with one person, get something from there, go on, but like if I could make it better, like in a specific way, I think that everyone would need like really good electricity, because that's what our whole world is running on right now. But what the fuck, like that's just gonna run out. Like the U.S. doesn't even have like a good supply of electricity right now. Or, I mean, like you like break down that question and like you can think about it in like so many different ways, but if I could make the world better, I'd make people not want to need stuff as much. I mean, you don't need to like really have a phone, or maybe have a phone, but you could be like settled in the place that you are, and make friends there, and realize that what you have there is okay, and you can make stuff. You could do stuff with those people. You don't need all this shit. I don't need 10 pairs of jeans. I don't need 4 cars. I don't need a fucking computer in my fucking pocket. Like, it's just like, when is this gonna end, and when is this someone saying, oh, this is gonna fuck you up, like, it's just like it's like a snowball effect. Like I think people at one side need to get back to who they are, but also like, as being like an animal, but at the other point it's like, that's who we are. Like, we're gonna always want to progress, and it's like, what is that gonna do to our species? I don't know. I mean, it's like, there's so many fucking people, man. I just want to be nice to everyone I meet, man.
So, in how you will make this world better, how do you see yourself doing that?
I think by making people realize that it's okay where they are, not that they need to go out and do something grand. Like, everything that they're doing is needed. Like I don't need to like invent something that's gonna make everything. Like, there's certain things that are needed, and I think it's more about simpler things and taking advantage of the stuff that we need rather than stuff that we don't, that's too far out of our grasp. Does that make sense? I mean, like, kind of like making the best of what you have and just like going with it. And I don't know a plan to make people like worry less, but if I could do anything, that's what I'd do. Because everyone has a purpose.
Right. Great. Well, that is the end of the regular questions.
You need a beer or something, dude.
Grab one.
There's some crazy questions.
I mean, you had them.
Yeah.
Go grab a beer and you'll do Matt's questions. We'll be right back. Hey, Sammy, grab me one.
No. Take the whiz, dude.
Good move.
Those are some deep questions, man.
Yeah, I came up with them myself. Okay, now Matt's. Matt Vining wrote these for the next guest. I didn't tell him who you were until after the podcast, actually. So, Matt's first question is, what is the world's ideal future?
I mean, I think it would be, doing the stuff that you need to do with the land. I mean, farming, making sick buildings, not exchanging all this information, and not making it as much of a global issue about what everyone thinks about whatever everyone else is doing. I mean, people are different. And just kind of keep to yourselves. I mean, but at the same time, that's gonna, like, people are gonna, there's gonna be more and more people.
Right.
So I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I don't know if anyone knows.
I mean,
that
it's just what you think about it. Obviously, nobody knows what the world's ideal future is.
I mean, I guess ideally, we wouldn't have any problems. Like, everyone would just go on how stuff is going and everything's fine.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and everyone is happy at where they are and don't want to migrate, but people want to migrate. People want to leave. People want to see stuff they want to do. They want to experience new things because there's always, like, even as good as something is going for someone, I feel like at the end of the day, there's always something that's like, at a certain point, I want to do something else.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you see for the world's ideal future?
I mean, not really. If everyone's happy with what they're doing, then I don't think there's an issue.
Okay. Cool. Matt's second question is, if you could find the answer to one question, what would it be?
I mean, what makes me happy? But if happy is such a great thing, then like you need something to balance it out. I think at the end of the day, everyone struggles to be happy, or everyone wants to be happier, and everyone wants to make, even if they, they're happy, they want to make something better for someone else that they're around. But I like peace. You can't have that, and it's the turmoil that keeps things in check and makes happiness okay. Or it could be like how do you just like make something like extraordinary, or make like some like weird, like you just like walk through a door going into a building or something, and it's just fucking crazy, or like or some sort of sick like vehicle or something that you could like fly and like hit the ground. It's like you have wings, like you're just, I don't know, or just something like, okay, what was the question again?
The exact question is, if you could find the answer to one question, what would it be? And your answer was,
okay,
what makes me happy?
Okay, what makes me happy? So it'd be what would make me happy. So it'd be like some sort of like device, like roller skates that you could skate or whatever. Like, I don't fucking roller skate, but then you like jump and then fucking like fly, and then you'd like pause time. You'd be like, okay, like I'm gonna like rewind, go back here, and then at the same time fast forward to somewhere, and then like talk to. I mean, I guess that's like time travel, right? But it's also something that would like you could do whatever the fuck you wanted to, and it'd have no consequences. But not like in like a bad way. It could be like you have like your. I don't know, man. I think it'd be just like jumping around, like trying shit and then changing it, and then I don't know, just like a boat or something, like you see like a boat like going across wakes real quick,
Right.
but you're like jumping in the air and then you're like, okay, I want that's time travel, but like that I really took that question somewhere else, I think.
That's what we're here for. We're in a global pandemic.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about all sorts of shit.
No, that's great. That's exactly what this is for. Exactly what this is for. Okay. Matt Vining's third question is, if you could visit any historical era, what would it be?
It would probably be like the 14 or 1500s in Russia.
Why?
I just like to see all the fucked up shit that was happening. Not that I get joy from it, but it's like cold, like people walking around in the hats and stuff, and I mean, it depends like what, but that's the thing, like you're in that era like for what, 60 years or whatever at that time. So like if you were in your position, you probably wouldn't get to see a lot of shit. But no, I'd like to see something in like the 1400s through like the 15 or 1600s. Like in Europe where just a bunch of like crazy shit is happening.
Yeah.
You know, just where a lot of like corrupt, you know, like this guy gets elected because that's his son, or like that's the duke, and like all this crazy shit happens, you know, like all this shit that happens, it's like such a big nation where like all this shit is coming to the dude, but like he can't handle it, you know. And it's like it's like such a big power that they don't even know what to do. Like they're the fucking power where everyone's like, yo, like it's fucking Russia, man, like what the fuck, you know, like they got all this shit, but like what the fuck do you do? You know, that's just some crazy shit, man. Like just turmoil, dude. Like
Just turmoil.
like it's like the Dark Ages or not the barbaric ages, but
I honestly don't know what was happening in Russia in the 14 through 1600s. I have no idea. Absolutely none. If a historian would like to help me out with that, I would appreciate it. So, number 4 is, are we alone in the universe?
fuck no, man. We aren't alone. Like there's other people doing the same stuff. I think. I mean, yeah. I don't think we are. Like, I know it's like cliche, like you look up into the sky or whatever, but I don't think we are here to like fuck up our own land. Like that's why we're here. Like our land is the world. There's other people or other things doing the same shit. Like, do you think we'd be here to do this shit? No. Like, you know, like, there's no way.
Well, Matt, you heard it here first. There's no way. The last question is, what is your favorite book you've ever read?
Oh. Big House in the Little Woods. The only book I've ever read like without school or anything.
Okay, and
I don't know, I like the jargon and stuff.
I I've never heard of this book in my entire life.
It's like
Could
this
you just-
series. It's like this
please?
series for like it's a children's book.
So, something.
I think that's one of them, and it's like that. That's the first and only book I've.
What
ever,
is it about? I have no idea about this book or series.
I don't know. I just liked about the whole thing of like people like doing everything themselves and
What are
you know,
these
take-
books
taking-
about? Like
like
what
it,
at
it's
all?
it's
are they
about like a family that lives like way out in the woods
Okay.
and like it's like a homestead or not a homestead. I don't know. Like everyone has a task and a chore and they all do it. You know.
That's your favorite book you've ever read.
Dude, I haven't written a book like I don't read books, man. Like I can hardly like read a magazine, man. I like looking at stuff. And that's kind of who I am. Like I like shit around me. Like I don't get too involved, you know.
All right.
You know, like
No, I get that. That's what that's about.
yeah.
Cool. Well, at a social distance with Sam Hart.